Hi everyone, this is Triple Valve 62 at the depot, and welcome to the video today, and thanks for joining me. Thanks for all your recent comments on the uploads, and glad that you guys are enjoying that and enjoying your way through the channel. I'm glad that you find those videos very nostalgic and interesting. Anyway, back to model railways today, guys, and I'm going to be working on a little project, as you can see in front of the camera. It's the Hornby coaling stage tower that came out a couple of years ago, and I've got one obviously on the layout. You've probably seen it in the previous vids, but to me it lacked realism. It's a great building, but it lacked functionality. It lacked something mechanical to it. So what I've been working on today, I'll show you, almost finished, is I'll talk you through what I've done. Okay, so first of all, I've got a coffee stirring stick, one of many, that I've cut just a strip along here, just to fit along that front edge, and I've got a very, very fine drill bit and drilled 2 holes and super glued in place 2 guitar strings that are no longer needed. Got one set there and one set there, and they're going to be our hoist cables. And if I just pan out with the camera, I'll just show you briefly, and they go all the way down to the bottom, and they're going to join up at the bottom, and I'm not going to show you quite just yet where they join up, but I've scratch built something to go with this at the bottom level, at track level, and it will be revealed very shortly. So just waiting for these to dry in place, and they are super glued as mentioned, so they should be reasonably dry. Anyway, more will be revealed shortly. I'm going to paint this black, this strip of balsa wood type material, coffee stirring stick, and I'm going to paint that black. I'm probably going to leave the cables as they are. I might paint them black actually, I'm not sure. I might leave them as they are because they do look quite good. Anyway, moving on, I'll show you the finished item very, very shortly, so stay tuned. I'll just pause this and I'll go and grab a cup of tea, and I'm sure you will as well, and come back and enjoy how this thing is going to pan out. So see you soon. Okay guys, welcome back. Well, about 15 minutes has elapsed since the last shot, and I'm going to show you what I've done as promised. So firstly, I did say I was going to paint the area black once I'd let the glue dry, and that's what I've done so far. As you can see, it's upside down basically, as you can see in the shot, and for obvious reasons it's not going to notice once it's turned right way up, and plus it's going to be on the other side of the layout, which doesn't get viewed that much. However, when I do my camera shots over there in future, you should be able to see a bit more detail concerning this item. Anyway, what I've done, I said I wouldn't do it, but I was over tempted, and I've gone for painting the hoist cables black. As you can see, they're now just drying off there nicely. So I've just painted those black there. They're just drying off. And of course, if it's going to be a coaling stages, these hoist cables will be generally covered in coal dust and grime and stuff like that, so that's quite appropriate. Anyway, once that all dries up a little bit more, I'll fit it in place and show you the rest of this, which I've done. See you again shortly. Have another cup of tea. Okay, well, here we go. It's all in place and it's all dried and it's all in situ. So I'm going to talk you through this little bit of added detail, realism to my coaling stage, and I'm just kind of a modeler really, that even if it doesn't look right in terms of it hasn't been researched from a book or a photograph, if it looks like it mechanically works and it's going to do something, I think it fools the eye into thinking it really does work and there's something going on. So that's the kind of attitude I have with modelling basically, and that's why I've chosen to do this little project with the coaling stage, to bring it to life and give it a bit of character. So we've got our cables in place there, as you can see, sitting right side up, and together with the ladder I think it looks quite good. It serves a function. So bringing it down, I did say to you that I was going to show you the bottom part of this and how it's all going to work. So I'll try and do this as best I can. So there's our little area where the wagons are going to come onto, and this little bit here, all I did was take a lolly stick and put it in the middle, or the 4-foot area, and then either side of that I've just put 2 more coffee stirrers cut to size to match it, a bit like level crossing affair, but to create sort of a deck as it were, where the wagon comes onto, and this little section of track is going to lift up with the hoist mechanism up the hoist ladder and into the coaling stage to be processed for the coal bunkers of the locos that come underneath it, which is over there. Okay, so looking at this mechanism, I wanted to build something. Again, I didn't have any, I looked at photographs online and bits and pieces, and I thought I'd come up with something that looks mechanically good. So all I did, guys, I'm going to zoom in as best I can and give you a guided tour of what I've done. So here we've got this area. I've got a little small portable torch in my left hand to give a little bit of light, so here goes. Alright, there we go, that's better, isn't it? Right, so all you can see here, when you get modelling kits and buy model railway buildings and whatnot, they come on things called sprues or frets, and don't throw them away because you can use them like what I've done here. So all I've done, guys, this was from an old ratio water tower kit. I had the spare frets lying around, and I used the framework to put bits and pieces together and build this sort of cradle mechanism for the coal wagons. And I've just put these kind of hook, again these are just off the fret book as it were, just these little hook type idea attachments. They would sort of hook onto the side of the wagon and hold it in place when this whole deck lifts up. So that would give us some stability, this sort of frame at this end. Again built with some plastic fret material from a model kit, and also the good old coffee stirrers to give support either side. The hoist wheels, as you can see there, the cables sit round, will give the impression of mechanical pulley wheels basically. These are made from old 00 scale car tyres, and also the end wheel is part of a Pico 00 scale push bike. Again, this used the round front tyre, cut it out, removed the spokes and stuck it on the end, and we got a little bit of where is it now? Yeah, a pulley wheel system with the cables there. And as long as it fools the eye into thinking something is going to happen, or mechanically it works, I think we've achieved the desired effect there. I'm happy with it anyway. And if we look at this little Scratchbuild hut I built this morning as well to go with it, again just made up out of some offcuts of plastic material there. I wanted, again guys, I wanted to make something that looks functional, and oh, apologies for the camera there. If you notice there, it's got a large mechanical type large lever there, together with a little notice above the lever. And the lever, believe it or not, is a sand pipe from an old Airfix 14XX loco. You know the sand pipes that go underneath the loco where the wheels are? Well, I didn't need them anymore, and I just thought that would be great if you drilled a hole in the plastic and used it as a lever of some sort to lock off the deck for the track, so it could be released or locked in position for the coal wagons to come up. And the little notice I put on there was from the Hornby Model Railway magazine, Hornby magazine, and you get some signs and bits and pieces sometimes they put in the magazine that you can cut out, Sankey signs I think they're called, and they're brilliant, and it gives the impression of instructions what to do, standard railway rules and whatnot you'd find on buildings. So zooming out with the camera, just having a little look at the general appearance of it now. Now it looks a little bit like a coaling stage, and something is going to happen with these cables that go up into there. And also the cables are slightly slack. I would like them to be a little bit more rigid, but the slackness also gives realism because they're under tension. They'd be nice and straight when they're lifting up the coal wagon. And the idea is the coal wagon would come onto the deck here and roll up on the deck, and I've got a coal wagon waiting, and as they say on Blue Peter, here's one I prepared earlier. So I'm just going to demonstrate the clearance of this thing and basically mechanically how it would look. So if I just temporarily push this wagon into place, it would sit there like that, and excuse me, those little hooks on the top bar there, they would at some point obviously attach to the side of the wagon to hold it in place, and when the operator or shunter or whoever would operate this piece of equipment would then go with that little box there, lock the lever in place or unlock it. That would release the track deck either side of the wagon, and then the mechanical part inside the hoist, the motors for the hoist, would winch that wagon and the track deck up the ladder and into that area there, and the coal would get tipped out into a chute, processed, and then down the main chutes for the tender locos just through there. So there we go, that's in principle what I wanted to do with my coaling stage and give it a little bit more realism. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope you found that interesting. And oh yeah, while I'm over here as well, I'll just show you why we got this view in perspective. Excuse me. I decided to build, because obviously we've got this new platform you've seen in the previous video, this long platform that I've built over here, which gives us a nice long platform for the services in this track. At the end of the platform, obviously you need a way to get across to the side of the track, and we've got 3 main lines to cross, and I built a barrow crossing, which is just here. Move my 9F out of the way so it doesn't obscure it. There we go. So again, these are the good old coffee stirrers. I'll tell you what, guys, if you don't laugh, but if you go to a coffee shop and you get a coffee, grab yourself a handful of these. Obviously not too much, but if you go to a coffee shop every day, then obviously pick up a few at a time and build up a little collection of these, or even just recycle the ones that you use, because these are fantastic for modelling purposes. You can do anything with these, as you can see from my layout here. And I've built this this little foot crossing here, or the barrow crossing as it's called, that will take people, if need be, or porters across the track safely. Obviously they look both ways before they cross like you do a main road, and they go towards where the level crossing is, right there. Okay. Anyway, it gives a little bit of fun to the layout, a little bit idea as well for a few little jobs you can do. And that is that. So I'm going to leave you with a shot here. I'm not going to do any running of trains, but I am going to do a video with this camera shot probably at some point to give you a different view of the layout. Sometimes when I do my videos with the layout, it's always the same shots, and for those people that watch regularly, you might want to see something different. So anyway, I'm going to get to work on that at some point and get some trains running from this angle and probably get the other end. So anyway, that's the super detailed coaling stage finished. Hope you like it, and maybe it's given you some inspiration to do something very similar on your own model railways. Anyway, this is Triple Valve 62 at the depot, saying thanks for catching a train today, and you're always welcome at the depot's channel, no matter what day or night it is. I'll always be around, certainly, to answer questions, and certainly our channel at the depot is always open for visitors. You're more than welcome to drop by anytime you want, and do look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.